DanIsStoned squad, my name is DanIsStoned, and thank you for joining me for another Imperator Rome video. Have you ever wanted to play as a nation besides Judea that practices Jewish faith, so you can get your hands on those seriously OP'd pantheon deities? Do people tell you that it is not possible? Well, what if I told you that you can? In today's video I shall explain two ways in which you can convert to the Jewish faith, so you can follow Moses and his disciples. The first method can be done in less than 10 in-game years, but is limited to a few select nations. The second way takes a little more time and effort, but can be done by any nation in the game, so strap yourselves in and let's discover how to convert to Judaism in Imperator Rome. Now, the first method is relatively easy and can be done in less than 10 in-game years. However, it is limited only to a handful of nations, and it is limited to nations that have one or two territories in their realm that is not their capital that has a majority of the Jewish faith. So it is really limited to a couple of Arabic nations down here and a few others. If you just want to see, just kind of click on the religion map mode, you can see all the territories that have a majority Jewish pops in here. So for an example, I've taken Himjar down here because it's fairly easy to do it with this one. It really is not that difficult. And now if I go into the nation overview here, and you'll see we can embrace Judaism. You only get this option here if you have a character in your realm that has the Jewish faith, and this gives you the available decision. Now if I go through this is the criteria. We need to have equal or greater to 200 PI. We need to have any character all are true, so all of the characters in the realm, so we have 48 of them, that we need to have loyalty equal or greater to 60, so that's quite important. We need Himjar not to have religious zeal, and then underneath is the really important part. One of the following must be true. At least 50% of the free people in the territory of Safar, so Safar is your capital, so one non-slave pop in this case, must follow this religion. This is the most important part here. Then underneath you have all of the following. At least 20% of the people in Himjar follow the religion, and at least one pantheon deity from the new religion. This part under here, all of the following, is basically lying to you. This part you do not need to pay any attention to, and you can't do it anyway because you cannot pop a pantheon deity from the Jewish faith into a non-Jewish nation. For example, if I go to my religion here, and you'll see I try to swap this out, I don't have any Jewish pantheons available because they are only available to the Jewish nations. And there's only one at the start of the game, which is Judea. So all we need to really do now is have at least 50% of the free people in the territory, so that's freemen, nobles, or citizens, that are not slaves in the capital. And we can definitely do this. Now, the way to do this is to move your province capital, or your nation capital more like, to a territory which has Jewish pops in there. As you can see here is Himjar, our capital Safar. We need to move it to Meda. So all we need to do is click on relocate capital and move it. However, there's a little catch. We need the dominant religion to be that of the state religion, which means it needs to be Arabic. Here it isn't, it's Jewish. And we also need to spend 80 PI for it. This is why I recommend do not spend any of your PI points at the start to do this in order to embrace the religion. It's vital you keep them all. So what we need to do, all we can really do, is move pops from other areas, notably Arabic slave pops, into Meda to make the majority of the pops Arabic, and therefore we can move the capital. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to Meda, we're going to go view pops here, we're going to move pop there, and we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4 Arabic pops, okay? So now you'll see the religion has shifted, and we now have 4 Arabic pops in comparison to 3 Jewish pops. This allows us to then relocate our capital over here at the cost of 80 PI, which we shall do. And now we'll click on it, we'll move it, and the capital is now located in Meda. If I now go to the nation overview and go to the Embrace Judaism, you shall see that now one of the following must be true has been ticked. At least 50% of the free people in the territory of Meda, so now our new capital, 2 non-slave pops, so 2 non-Jewish slave pops follow this religion. If I go over here and I go to the view pops info, you'll see that we have 2 Himjar Jewish freemen that follow the religion, which means we have enough in order to fill this condition out in order to embrace Judaism. You'll notice that all of the following must be true is still not ticked, so at least 20% of the people in Himjar follow the religion, and at least 1 pantheon deity from the new religion. This is lying to you, we do not need that. The only thing that we need now is the 200 political influence. We've filled out all the other characters, is not a clan chief. Loyalty is equal or greater or equal to 60, which we've currently filled out. If you don't fill these out, it doesn't matter. Just bribe the people in your realm and just kind of give them free hands until you get the required loyalty that you need. And now all we need to do is wait, go fast forward in the game and wait till we hit the 200 political influence, which will then enable us to swap. Now, in order to do this quickly, I recommend giving free hands, or basically giving free hands to everybody here in your government, just because it does increase the amount of PI that you generate. So as you can see, I'm giving my free hands, my PI is going up per month. Because what we need to do is we need to get enough PI quickly before we actively convert one of the Jewish pops in our capital. Because remember, we need a certain amount, I think it's 50% of non-slave Jewish pops to be in the territory, to be in our capital when we want to convert. So now if I go to meta here and we go to view pop info, we are currently trying to convert a pop by 0.4%, one of the Jewish pops. What we need to do, we need to get the amount of PI before we convert the pop. So it's vital we try to generate as much as we can per month. Hence the reason why I've been giving free hands out to everybody. And then all we need to do is just put the game on speed 5 and then fast forward. And when you hit the 200 PI, you will be able to swap and take the Jewish faith. So I will see you guys in a little while to show you what happens when I finally hit the 200 PI. So I'll catch you in just a short second. So, 2 in-game years have passed, and now you can see I have the option to embrace Judaism since I've hit the 200 necessary PI. So now you'll finally be able to enact this. Of course, you'll lose a little bit of stability, 30, and you'll also lose some loyalty with characters that choose not to convert, but it is so worth it. You now gain access to the Jewish prophets, and oh my god, this religion is so freaking powerful. It is by far the most OP'd religion in the game, so finally you can have a bit of fun with a nation that is not Judea and use the Jewish pantheon. Now when you do switch, I do recommend having a little bit of gold ready in case there is a civil war that's going to potentially fire, because of course there will be pops that are going to be pretty peed off and a civil war might fire. They might be so disloyal that you will not be able to get their loyalty up. You won't be able to bribe them because of course you don't have any PI, so do have enough gold to hire mercs, because sometimes your levies aren't high enough in order to counter the civil war. So make sure you just have a little stock in order to hire some mercs in case a civil war fires, and then when you win the civil war, just kill all the rebelling pops, and that will get rid of the rest of the non-Jewish population. Again, this method only works if you play as a nation that has a territory in their realm that is not their capital, that has a majority Jewish population. So this is the first method. Now we're going to move on to method number 2, and it is done by any nation in the game. However, it is a lot more time consuming and way more expensive in terms of political influence, but the principle remains the same. What you need to do again is in your capital, you need to make sure you have 50% of the free people there that follow the religion. Again, it involves you moving your capital to an area in the world where there is a large amount of Jewish pops, and the best place for this is in Judea. So again, in order to do this, what you need to do is essentially conquer Judea if you can, if you neighbor them. If you neighbor them, then it's fairly easy, you can just quickly conquer it. If you don't, and you're quite far away and you don't have any border with them, the best thing to do is to declare a no-CB war. Then what you do is make them into a client state, and then you annex them. And then once you've annexed them, of course, you gain direct control of the land. Once you have control of the land, you need to move your capital of your realm to one of the cities in the area where all the Jewish pops are. Now, I do recommend taking an area with, or a city with the least pops, so you can actually move your capital there quickly. Because, of course, in order to move your capital to another area, to move your capital to another area, the religion and culture of the said city you wish to move your capital to needs to be of your state's primary culture and religion. So of course the less pops you have there, then the quicker you will gain the majority. Again, in order to speed this up, just build some grand temples and some grand theatres, and of course it will help speed up the conversion and assimilation speed. Once you have hit the majority of your state's culture and religion in the desired new capital location, then just spend the amount of PI and move your capital over there. Once you have done that, all you need to then do is make sure you have 50% of the free pops of the territory that are following the Jewish faith. Now, they need to be free pops, and this can be a problem because a lot of them will probably turn out to be slaves. If this is the case, all you need to do, and this is fairly simple, just move pops manually, just move a load of Jewish slaves into your new capital, and then make sure you bang on the social mobility policy, import a surplus of livestock into the capital, and then just watch the promotion speed of the pops boost up. And what will happen is the Jewish slaves will then start promoting into freemen, citizens, and nobles, allowing you to hit the 50% needed in order to embrace the religion. Once you hit the 50% of the pops that are free and follow the religion, you can then embrace Judaism and of course gain access to the beautiful and powerful OP pantheons. What you can then do after is do the same thing backwards, so build a load of, or just, I say a load, but build one grand temple in your former capital, put your governor policy on religious conversion, and just convert the pops in your former capital till you get a majority that follow the Jewish faith. And then once that's done, just spend the required PI to move your capital back to your former capital. So that's how it works. Honestly, it does work. I have done it. It would just take me way too long in order to showcase it directly on camera to you guys, but I guarantee that it does work. I have done it before. Well, that's it from me for this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and if this did help you in any shape or form to get the Jewish faith, then please don't hesitate to hit that like button down below. And if you want to see some more Imperator Rome content, then of course please consider hitting that subscribe button. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for giving me some brilliant ideas for some custom challenges. There's been some really great propositions, and I really don't know which one I'm going to take yet, but I will make one in due course. And I will start it once I have finished the single city Judaism conversion challenge. As soon as that series is over, I shall tell you guys which one I've chosen out of your propositions, and we shall start that. However, I do have a little surprise for you coming up tomorrow on Wednesday. I have got another custom challenge planned, and I've already started it, and it does involve using the Jewish faith again, because I do love that faith. It is so powerful, so OP, but so much fun to use, and it does revolve around that again. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. It should be up by Wednesday evening, so do stay tuned to the channel to see what it is. And with all that said and done, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll hopefully catch you all very soon in the next one. Bye for now.